Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "Whoever has my commandments and observes them is the one who loves me. And whoever loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and reveal myself to him." Judas, not the Iscariot, said to him, "Master, then what happened that you will reveal yourself to us and not to the world?" Jesus answered him and said, "Whoever loves me will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our dwelling with him. Whoever does not love me does not keep my words, yet the word you hear is not mine, but that of the Father who sent me. I have told you all of this while I am with you. The Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name. He will teach you everything and remind you of all that I told you." The Gospel of the Lord.
In the first reading, Paul has to intervene and stop something horrible or abhorrible from happening. I said, "Men, why are you doing this? We are of the same nature as you, human beings." They came to proclaim the good news, and they were being turned into gods, being prevented from doing what they're supposed to do. And I have to bring out this fact that they are human beings. They have the same nature as they that are trying to idolize them and to worship them because of the marvelous work they did. This saying of Paul brought to me thinking about human nature. Human nature, we are prone to, we have many flaws, and sometimes we use that as an excuse, I'm a human, you know what I mean? I'm a human, we are human, yeah. Sometimes we use that as excuse to justify our actions or to, set us free from blame we have to give to ourselves. So human nature is full of flaws, limitations. But at the same time, Paul brought us something about human nature. Even though they were human, they were doing their best to stay above. To stay connected to God. And they were able to do what God could do. And that was why they were being idolized, because they healed a crippled man before everyone. And they were surprised how he was able to do that. So Paul, in bringing out this fact, also challenged us that even though we are human, we could rise above our humanity, our human nature, and do wonderful things and do good. And human nature is not synonymous with evil. That's another good thing there. Our human nature is good. Even though we have our limitations, but we are basically good. Human nature is not evil. Human nature is good. But it has to continue to rise, continue to grow in God. And when human nature understands that God wants it to live up and to grow and even be and give the capacity of God, then we have to challenge our human nature. And that's why sometimes we have to challenge ourselves to bring out the best in us. And that's why sometimes human beings can do extraordinary things, because we have the gift God gave to us as human beings. And when we use those gifts very well, we bring out the best in human nature. And our best could as well be like God, because we are created in the image of God. Remember that. And so that is the challenge we have today in our world. To what extent are we going to use our capacity, what belongs to us by nature, what God gave to us? The more we use our abilities, the more God blesses us. The more we lift up ourselves to live beyond our humanity, the more God helps us. And that's why Jesus Christ said in the gospel, he said, if you obey me and remain faithful to me, I will dwell in you. I and the Father will dwell in you. Now, where you are the human nature, and then God is dwelling in you. Can you understand what that means? It means you have taken the nature of the supernatural without changing yourself. That's what it means. I remember one philosopher, I mean, maybe that would be the only good thing he has said, Heidegger. He said, because man is capable of being, that man is capable of God. Sometimes we think our human nature limits us. Yes, but our human nature is a stepping stone to what God wants us to be. So take an example from Paul and the Barnabas. Our human nature should not be a limitation to us. Our human nature should be open to the grace of God. And when the grace of God inhabits our human nature, we move on. We could do enormous things, humanly speaking and divinely speaking. We could do things for humanity and we could do things for God. The best of our human nature glorifies God. The best of us attests to God's goodness and mercy. The best of humanity is a glorification of God. That's what I want to bring out to us. So let us use the best of our human nature. Let us use the best of our capacity. Let us use the best of our ability, spiritually speaking and physically speaking, and we see ourselves rising above the board. May God bless us as we use the best He has given to us to glorify Him. God bless you all.
Regina Celi, let